When Marcus Ray was just entering high school, he thought about dropping out. He is not alone. According to the Michigan Department of Education website, 1 out of every 4 Michigan students failed to graduate from public high school with his or her freshman class. Students who drop out of school lack the tools to compete in today's global economy, and they diminish their chances for success in the future. Marcus Ray is no longer at risk. The 17-year-old senior who never liked to read is now an inspiring author.
In my 8th grade year, the hardest aspect of my academics was my reading. Like I passed math and science and spelling and sort of social studies, but my reading was sort of off base because they said that in my 8th grade year, my reading level was really on a 6th grade level.
He joined the Boys to Books literacy program at University High School in Ferndale, Michigan. High school teacher Eddie Connor founded the program to stop the school-to-prison pipeline and to inspire young men to stay in school.
I believe the illiteracy rate has impacted the dropout rates. If you look in the city of Detroit, close to 50% of the residents are functionally illiterate. And then coupled with that, 70 to 75% of students who start 9th grade in Metro Detroit don't graduate from high school. So there's a direct connection, not just a school-to-prison pipeline, or just a dropout rate, but even a push-out rate. If we can empower and encourage young males, young people in general, to see that there's value in reading, value in education, and the relatability to that, that will keep them in school.
According to estimates by the National Institute for Literacy, roughly 47% of adults in Detroit, Michigan, 200,000 total, are functionally illiterate, meaning they have trouble with reading, speaking, and writing. The report places the blame on the lack of resources available to those hoping to better educate themselves. According to the Skohat Foundation for Public Education, Michigan has the lowest high school graduation rate of black males in the nation, and 70% of youth who start 9th grade drop out of high school in the city of Detroit. According to the National Right to Read Foundation, 50 million Americans cannot read past the 4th grade level. Current estimates show that the number of functionally illiterate adults is increasing by approximately 2.25 million persons each year. This number includes nearly 1 million young people who drop out of school before graduation. Through his program, Boys to Books, Connor is inspiring high school students to read and hopefully reduce those statistics.
Me and my poetry, Boys to Books helps me build my literacy and my language skills. And it impacts my poetry a lot because I feel ever since I joined Boys to Books, my poetry become more profound and deep, and I feel I can write a lot more. And also, I admit I didn't really like to read books all that much, especially school books like Shakespeare but Mr. Connor, I'll start reading books like Walter D. Myers, who's today one of my favorite authors. My favorite book by Walter D. Myers is If It Ain't All for Nothing, and Monster. I read Monster in my sophomore year, still one of my favorite books.
What I do is I test the literacy levels of our young men so that they know what grade level they are reading. Of course, the whole objective is to get our young men at least on grade level reading. If a young man is low, we try to provide that reading comprehension strategies, phonemic awareness, verb conjugation, but also coupling that with mentorship, impressing upon them the importance of education, how they can be a significant and successful component in their environment, in their home life. And also I bring in mentors. I brought in a guy just the other day who could not read till he was 21 years old. He was formerly incarcerated based upon some mistakes that he had made, and even could not spell, he would spell the word the, T-E-H. And so having that young man come in and talk about the hurdles and the stumbling blocks that he overcame and the strength in the midst of the struggle, that's the message that transpires in the lives of our young men and helps them to turn around and make a positive progression in life.
In recent years, news stations across the country have been reporting alarming statistics about illiteracy and dropout rates, such as 1.2 million teens hit America's streets every June unable to read or write, and Detroit, Michigan is reported at the top of the list with a 76% dropout rate. Dozens of cities across the country suffer 50 to 60% dropout rates. Another report stated that 7,000 American high school students drop out every day, one every 26 seconds. If you want to stop this trend, Parents need to start reading to their children at a younger age. The National Center for Education reports that only 45% of parents read to their children. Children who read with their parents have greater comprehension, fluency, speech recognition, and communicative and verbal ability. Parental literacy is one of the major predictors of a child's future success. Parents must be educated so they can educate their own children. A significant number of Detroit's adults are unable to read themselves. Consequently, their children become a byproduct of their deficiency. I am Adam J. Taylor for PBS NewsHour Student Reporting Labs.